Hi there, welcome back. We've got box number 36 of the Great Collection unboxing. This week we have Breyer dogs. So we've probably got a variety of stuff in here because they've made quite a few dogs over the years. So first we will go with a Jolly Charlie. He looks like he is in the... Interesting, he's really pretty. People called this for years the wood grain color. There was no wood graining on him. He was just solid brown. But for some reason, because he was issued this was sculpted 1966, he was issued in the regular basset hound kind of tricolor, and then this brown color. This one's really probably the prettiest I have ever seen of the quote-unquote wood grain or brown Jolly Charlie. He has really good shading. He's in pretty good condition. I've never seen one kind of this light where you can actually see a lot of the mold detail a lot better. So it's not probably the most popular, but this is definitely the prettiest of the Jolly Charlie Basset Hound in the brown/wood grain color that I've seen. Next we have a boxer. This one looks fairly modern. Yep. I think this was a regular run made in the mid-90s. He is in the brindle. The boxer mold was issued 1958, I believe, also sculpted by Chris Hess. I think he did all of the dogs just about up to modern day. And this is a really nice paint job on this mold. The brindle pattern is nicely done. He's got nice white on his front. Just overall really attractive and a nice refresh of this mold. For a long time he was made in, this is what this guy looks like. Just kind of a solid brown. So to get this nice brindle is a nice refresh of the mold. So this is the original 58 issue, where he's kind of a nice shaded, kind of a solid brown, and he has painted on his face the white markings in the dark and then the eye whites. He has quite a bit of scratching on his face, but the rest of him isn't too bad. And he came with two different types of collars. So this is kind of a plastic studded collar. You can also find them with a chain collar. So this is the original, made for a lot of years, up through the 70s, probably into the 80s. And then this is the refreshed color, probably 90s era. So I think they've done a nice job. It's a nice looking mold, and they've done good colors on it. Next we have Lassie. I think this was probably the first dog that Breyer issued. Not great condition. Licensed as Lassie. You can find them with hang tags. And sculpted by Chris Hess, issued originally he was a little bit before the boxer, so I think he was 56. Also made not as long as the boxer in this color because he was licensed, but he was still made for a number of years. They were fairly rare back in the olden days because they have no mold marks on them, the original ones, so people didn't know they were Breyers. They were hard to come by. They have since become much easier to find, so prices come down on them a bit, but still, I think it's a really nice sculpt, and I've seen some really pretty paint jobs on it. Next we have, this is the Rin Tin Tin mold, but he's in the plain German Shepherd color. There was, and it looks like there's another one in here. Ooh, this is tough. I think both of these are just regular German Shepherds, because he was sculpted by Chris Hess, issued as Rin Tin Tin in 1958 as a licensed dog model. And I think the actual Rin Tin Tin had a lot more white on him. Like, he was white legs, he kind of had a dark saddle, but a lot more white on him. I think these are both the regular German Shepherd colors. As a German Shepherd, he was made for a lot of different years. And this is really nice because this shows a little bit of the variation you can get over the years. This guy is a lot darker. This guy's a lot lighter. They both have very similar paint jobs on the face with the red tongue and the eyes. But definitely, and both of them are in very played with condition. But you can see this one is just a lot darker. This one I like has a lot more variation and shading where you can see the fur on the sculpture. Chris Hess did a really nice job with these. And again, for a long time they were very scarce. They're still not easy to come by. They had no mold mark back in the day, so people don't always know they're Breyer. You can pick them up pretty cheap at antique stores sometimes because of that. So these guys are Benji and Tiffany, also licensed, also sculpted by Chris Hess, issued in the mid-70s, right after the Benji movie came out and was so popular. He is, I thought he was marked. He is marked, but he's not marked Breyer. He's marked copyright MSP 1977. He has no Breyer mark on him. And I believe that Tiffany is the same. She is the same. Copyright MSP 1977. So these guys were issued for the Benji craze after the movie was released. Benji and his girlfriend Tiffany. Fairly hard to find. They were issued originally in this incredibly awesome box with like this heart cutout and all these 70s graphics on it. It was amazing. But they were also issued individually on blister packs. Hard to come by, and if you know that they're Breyer, they don't have Breyer marks on them, they can be found in the wild. I usually find them fairly cheap when I do find them because dealers don't know they're Breyers, and they're very cute. And with the new Benji movie coming out, it could be popular again. So we have another boxer. This is a really modern one. I think this was a Breyer Fest special run. Late 90s, maybe early 2000s, I can't remember. He's very glossy. He is kind of a pinto colored dark brown boxer. He has a much bigger collar on him, and it feels like it's actually leather instead of the original plastic with the big studs. He doesn't have any stamps or any indication, but I'm pretty sure that he was a Breyer Fest special run. Most of their non-horse special runs were in the 750 range. Really pretty, really attractive. I really like the gloss on him. I'm just not the biggest fan of the dark because you can't see, but he is brindled. So they actually did go and put brindle striping on him, but he's so dark it's very hard to see. But a really pretty model, and I like him in the gloss. And then finally we have a Jolly Cholly mold in box. He is called Chaser the Hound Dog, number 324. So this was a regular run. Looks like he's never been out of his box, but somewhere in the 90s. Again, he comes with a little bed, which is very cute, so he can sit on his bed and look at you very sorrowfully, as hound dogs do. And they did a really nice kind of apricot tan on him. If you want to stay breed specific, they don't have tons of choices, but he is really attractive with a little darker head and then the lighter apricot brown on his body. Nice shading. Not the most popular mold, but probably one of the nicest colors that you'll find on the mold. So hope you enjoyed. This was definitely a variety all the way back from the 50s up until modern day, regular and special run. So we'll see what happens next week. Join me and thank you.